Hello, fellow Dungeon Masters and AI enthusiasts. It's time to supercharge your Dungeons & Dragons adventures like never before. I'm Dunk, your host from Dunk's Dungeon, and today we're plunging headfirst into the electrifying realm of ChatGPT, a conversational AI oracle designed to be your ultimate ally in mastering Dungeons & Dragons. Imagine enlisting an AI apprentice to assist you in crafting epic sagas, conjuring quirky characters, and weaving enthralling escapades. It's akin to possessing a legendary weapon in your DM toolkit. Leveraging ChatGPT to shape my campaigns has drastically slashed my prep time and mental load, leaving me with just 15 to 20 minutes to prep before each session, and resulting in a more captivating experience for both my players and myself. This tutorial dives deep into the nitty-gritty of setting up your account, priming ChatGPT with pertinent knowledge, mastering the art of effective prompts, and harnessing ChatGPT before, during, and after your sessions. Plus, I'm throwing in a handful of tips and tricks I've picked up to efficiently extract the information I need from the AI. So strap in and let's get ready to embark on a journey that posed to revolutionize your Dungeons & Dragons escapades. To begin, head over to OpenAI website. You've got two choices: log in with your existing account or forge a fresh one. You can opt for the free ChatGPT 3.5 version or the premium ChatGPT 4, priced at about $20 a month. As of now, I'm thoroughly impressed with the free version, but remember, improvements are always underway and I may upgrade in the future. Engaging conversations are the key to unlocking ChatGPT's potential. More input means richer output. I'll guide you in constructing conversations that enable seamless collaboration with your AI ally. The very first crucial step is to prime ChatGPT with relevant intel about your campaign and party. Open a separate document in Microsoft Word or Apple Pages and pen down a few paragraphs about your game. It's important to do this outside the ChatGPT interface, since you'll be referring to it often. This approach lets you modify the primers as your campaign unfolds. Personally, I like to create two primers, one for the party and another for the campaign. Here's the scoop on what your primer document should cover. For the party primer, draft a document detailing your players' characters, including their names, species, gender, class, subclass, personality traits, and a brief backstory. Now, the more you share, the richer your interactions with ChatGPT will be. In the campaign primer, paint a vivid picture of your campaign setting and brief ChatGPT on the adventure module if you're using one. Since both ChatGPT versions are based on data predating September 2021, offer extra details for newer adventures or your custom content. Describe your campaign style and tone. Are you going gritty and dystopian, or are you basking in a high fantasy fun? This helps ChatGPT tailor its responses to match your world's vibe. Remember to include essential info about key locations and NPCs either in the campaign primer or directly in the session conversations, depending on the significance to the story at the time. Keep these primers updated as your campaign progresses, like when your paladin acquires a sentient sword. With your primed conversations in your arsenal, you are all set to maximize ChatGPT's potential throughout your campaign. What is the key? Crafting stellar prompts. The better your prompt skills, the more innovative and tailor-made the AI's response will be. To craft a top-notch prompt involves mastering 6 key components. Number 1, task. Clearly define your desired output from ChatGPT. Number 2 is context. Your primers will lay the groundwork for this, but extra context in your prompt can work wonders. 3, persona. Specify ChatGPT's persona. Is it going to be the dungeon master? Do you want it to be the evil villain? Or any other role in that campaign? This enriches its responses. 4 is format. Decide on the format you want to come out of ChatGPT. Do you want dialogue? Do you want descriptions? Do you want bullet points? Do you want monster stats? And anything else? 5 is tone. Indicate the desired emotional tone. Do you want it to be menacing? Do you want it to be fun? Do you want it to be evil? And so on. And finally, 6, examples. If you're after a particular response style, provide an example of this to guide ChatGPT in what it's going to give you. Master these 6 elements to extract the best results from ChatGPT. Now, as I gear up for a session, I create a new conversation for it and prime ChatGPT with my saved primers. The AI usually pours out a bunch of ideas right away. If this becomes distracting, you can instruct ChatGPT to only respond to your primers with a "Yes, I understand." In the pre-session, I tap into ChatGPT for descriptions of key locations and ordinary folks the party might encounter. And I ask ChatGPT for details such as appearance, personality, and a dash of backstory. I also generate key dialogue, narratives, and speeches that could come into play, such as villain monologues or quest giver stories. I also like to have ready key alternative outcomes and corresponding descriptions, such as if they succeed in persuading the king, I have a story for that. If they infuriate the king and he orders them thrown in the dungeon, I pre-generate that as well. I peruse these responses pre-session, readying them for on-the-fly utilization. Throughout the session, ChatGPT stands ready for both in and out of combat scenarios. Out of combat, I utilize it to generate NPC responses based on successful or failed persuasion and intimidation checks. It's also fantastic for whipping up new NPCs, location names, and even random encounters tailored to the current events and setting. During combat, I enlist ChatGPT for enemy taunts, emotional outbursts, and backhanded compliments. It's my go-to for describing critical hits, critical misses, and those dramatic "how do you want to do this" kill shots. Once the session concludes, I've made a habit of jotting down session highlights in bullet points. I then feed these into the ongoing conversation with ChatGPT and request it to craft a poem, a tavern tale, a ballad, or even a fantasy novel chapter. Once, I even spun a tale from the perspective of a cloaked figure narrating events to the shadowy big bad evil guy. This summary serves as a record for my players, saving heaps of time for me, and comparing it to my last attempts at chronicling their exploits, this is so much better.
Whose writing even is this?
Before we wrap up, here are some pro tips for optimal ChatGPT use. Remember those 6 components of an effective prompt: task, context, persona, format, tone, and examples. Set a response length, either as ChatGPT can get carried away. Setting boundaries prevents long drawn-out monologues. Try prompts like "give me 5 examples," "give me 2 paragraphs," or 150 words. Avoid using pronouns in prompts to steer clear of confusion. Use full names, especially when starting a new prompt. For complex prompts, craft them in a separate document to avoid accidentally triggering responses. And if ChatGPT veers off course or gets tangled, start a fresh conversation and reprime it with a concise data set. Well, that's a wrap. I'm excited to hear how you incorporate ChatGPT into your games. Stay tuned for more videos, potentially on ChatGPT for players and exploring Midjourney. If you're a fan of the AI-generated visuals in this video, you can download them from dunksdungeon.com. Until our paths cross again, may you roll well and, more importantly, roll often.